Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Let me ask you something. What if that old nickel sitting in your pocket or tucked away in a jar could be worth way more than 5 cents? I mean, imagine finding out you've been walking around with a tiny treasure all this time. Today, we're diving into the 1964 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel. We'll talk about its value, what makes it special, and, who knows, you might just discover that you're holding onto a mini jackpot. So, stick around, this one's going to be a blast. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1964 Jefferson nickel was produced in massive numbers, we're talking over 1 billion coins minted that year. But here's the kicker, that no-mint mark coins were made at the Philadelphia Mint. And while they may seem common, certain ones can fetch a pretty penny, nickel. Now, you might be wondering, why would anyone pay more than 5 cents for this? Well, my friend, it's all about condition, rarity, and those juicy errors collectors drool over. This is the holy grail for Jefferson nickels. If the steps on Monticello, that's Jefferson's home on the back, are fully visible and not worn down, cha-ching. You're looking at a coin collectors will pay big bucks for. Keep your eyes peeled for double die errors or coins struck off center. These little imperfections can turn your nickel into a collectible worth hundreds. If your 1964 nickel is in mint state, meaning it's uncirculated and looks brand spanking new, the value skyrockets. Coins graded MS 65 or higher can sell for $50 to $200. Imagine that, turning 5 cents into 50 bucks. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out an old dresser drawer at my grandma's house, and lo and behold, there was a small coin collection she'd forgotten about. Among the coins, a pristine 1964 no-mint mark nickel. I'll admit, I didn't think much of it at first, but after doing some research, I realized it was worth over $100. Moral of the story: always check your change, you never know what hidden treasures you'll find. Here's another pro tip: if you're unsure about your coin's value, consider getting it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC will authenticate and grade your coin, which can dramatically increase its marketability and value. Sure, it costs a little upfront, but it's totally worth it if you've got a gem. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but where do I sell it? Great question. You've got options. Online platforms like eBay are a good place to start. Just make sure to list clear photos of your coin, especially of those full steps or error details. Local coin shops or auctions can also be great if you prefer face-to-face deals. And don't forget coin shows, those are like Disneyland for numismatists. So, there you have it. That 1964 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel could be worth way more than you ever imagined. Whether it's because of a rare error, pristine condition, or those sought-after full steps, this little coin has the potential to surprise you. And hey, if you found today's video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow treasure hunters. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more tips, tricks, and secrets about coins that could make you money. Who knows? Your next big find might just be hiding in your pocket change. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Did you know a humble little nickel sitting in your pocket could be worth way more than 5 cents? Yep, that's right. Today, we're diving into the surprising value of the 1981 P-Mint Jefferson nickel. Grab your spare change and let's see if you're sitting on a hidden treasure. So, why the 1981 P-Mint Jefferson nickel? Well, this nickel might not seem flashy at first glance, but its value comes down to a mix of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty, here's a little fun fact: nickels are one of the few coins you might find tucked in your couch cushions that could actually change your bank balance. True story. Let me tell you about a buddy of mine. We'll call him Nick because, well, nickels. Nick had this coffee can full of loose change. He'd been dumping coins in there for years. One day, he calls me up and says, "Hey, do you think any of these coins are worth anything?" Long story short, we found a Jefferson nickel from 1981 with a P-Mint mark that was in such pristine condition, it made my coin-loving heart skip a beat. It wasn't a fortune, but he sold it for $20. Not bad for a coin he almost used to pay for parking. Alright, back to the 1981 P Mint Jefferson nickel. First, let's talk about its background. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 600 million of these nickels. That's a ton, right? But here's the thing, most of those coins were used, abused, and tossed around like frisbees. Finding one in top-notch condition is a challenge, and that's where the value comes in. Condition is everything in the coin world. The grading scale goes from 1 to 70, with 70 being absolutely flawless. Coins graded 65 or higher can fetch a pretty penny. Or should I say, nickel. A Mint State 1981 P Mint Jefferson nickel can sell for $10 to $30, depending on its shine, details, and overall wow factor. And if you're lucky enough to find one with a full steps designation, which means the steps on Monticello are completely visible and uninterrupted, the value shoots up even higher. We're talking $50 or more, but wait, there's more. Errors and die varieties are where the real fun begins. Ever seen a nickel with a double strike or a weird misalignment? Those quirks can make a coin worth hundreds. So, check those nickels closely. Use a magnifying glass or, if you're fancy like me, a coin loop. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Now, let's talk market value. Prices fluctuate based on collector demand and trends. Right now, Jefferson nickels are gaining popularity among collectors. Why? They're affordable to start collecting, and who doesn't love a good underdog story? If you've got a 1981 P Mint nickel in mint condition, you're riding this wave of interest at the perfect time. Okay, real talk, finding a valuable nickel might feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. But isn't that part of the fun? You're not just looking for coins, you're hunting for history. Plus, it's a great excuse to tell your family you're working, when you're really just sorting through pocket change while binge-watching your favorite show. Here's your homework for today, go grab any nickels you have lying around and check for the 1981 P Mint mark. Look for pristine surfaces, those famous full steps, or any funky errors. And hey, if you strike gold, or, in this case, nickel, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Before we wrap up, here's my final tip. If you're serious about finding valuable coins, invest in a good coin guide and maybe even a basic grading kit. Knowledge is power, my friends. Alright, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more coin tips, market insights, and money-making strategies coming your way. Hit that bell icon, too, so you never miss an upload. Who knows? The next video might just help you find a fortune in your pocket. What if I told you that the 1988 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel hiding in your piggy bank could be worth more than 5 cents? Yes, you heard me right. Today, we're diving into the surprising value of this seemingly ordinary nickel. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be rummaging through your spare change with a flashlight like a treasure hunter on a mission. Let's get into it. So, let's talk about the 1988 D Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it's just a regular 5-cent piece. You probably tossed it into a vending machine or used it to pay for parking without giving it a second thought. But did you know that certain coins from this year can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars? The key factors that make these nickels valuable are condition, rarity, and errors. Let's break it down. Condition matters. Coins graded as Mint State, MS, by professional services are the cream of the crop. For the 1988 D nickel, grades like MS 65 or higher can fetch some decent money. Imagine finding a nickel worth $50 or $100 just because it's been sitting untouched in a jar for decades. Kind of makes you rethink tossing change in a drawer, doesn't it? Error coins are gold. Well, nickel, this is where things get really exciting. The 1988 D nickel is known for some fascinating error varieties. One famous error is the double die, where the design appears double due to a misalignment during the minting process. Another one to watch for is an off-center strike. These coins are like the celebrities of the nickel world. A rare error coin could easily bring in $500 or more at auction. The D mint mark, the D stands for Denver, where the coin was minted. Pay close attention to the mint mark. Some coins have anomalies in the mark itself, like overpunched or misplaced mint marks. Those quirky little details can make collectors go wild. Here's a funny story for you. Last year, I was helping my uncle sort through his coin collection. He's the kind of guy who's been saving coins since the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Okay, maybe not that long, but you get the idea. Anyway, we stumbled upon a 1988 D nickel. At first, we didn't think much of it, but after a closer look under a magnifying glass, we noticed a weird doubling on Jefferson's face. My uncle nearly fell off his chair. Long story short, that nickel sold for $250 at auction. Not bad for 5 cents, huh? Start with your pocket change. You'd be surprised what's hiding in plain sight. Check rolls of nickels from the bank. They're cheap to buy, and you never know what treasures you might find. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to spot those tiny details. Trust me, your eyes will thank you. So, there you have it, the 1988 D Jefferson nickel could be your ticket to a small fortune. Who knew a humble little coin could hold so much potential? Before you rush off to raid your couch cushions, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got tons of tips and tricks to help you turn loose change into serious cash. Plus, drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin. I'd love to hear your story. We're talking about a coin that could be jingling in your piggy bank right now. Yep, I'm talking about the 2002 D Jefferson nickel. What's it worth? Is it just 5 cents or something way more exciting? Stick around, and I'll break it all down for you. You'll be raiding your couch cushions before the video's over, trust me. Okay, first things first, what makes the 2002 D Jefferson nickel special? At face value, it's just a nickel minted in Denver. But let me tell you, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, fancy, right, are always on the lookout for coins that have something unique about them. That's where this little guy comes in. Some 2002 D nickels have errors or special features that make them worth much more than their face value. Now, before we dive into the juicy details of what to look for, let me share a quick story. A couple of months ago, I was at a flea market digging through a box of old coins. You know, the kind where everything smells like mothballs and you're not sure if you're gonna find treasure or tetanus. Anyway, I found a 2002 D Jefferson nickel with a weird, almost ghost-like doubling on the letters. Long story short, I flipped it for $35. Not a bad return for a nickel, huh? Alright, let's get into the specifics. Here are the key things to check for if you have a 2002 D Jefferson nickel. Mint errors. These are mistakes made during the minting process. Look for things like double die errors, where parts of the design appear doubled, or off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly aligned. Coins with these kinds of errors can sell for $10, $20, or even more, depending on the rarity and condition. Condition matters. Coin collectors love coins in pristine condition. If your 2002 D nickel looks like it's been through a war zone, it's probably not going to fetch much. But if it's shiny and looks almost brand new, you're in luck. A high-grade 2002 D Jefferson nickel certified by a grading service can sell for $50 or more. Rare varieties. Some 2002 D nickels have unusual features, like a weak or missing mint mark. These kinds of oddities can make a coin more valuable to collectors. So grab a magnifying glass and start inspecting. Now, here's the fun part. If you're thinking, okay, I've got this coin, and it looks kinda cool. What do I do next? The first step is to figure out its condition. You can invest in a coin grading guide or use an online resource to compare your coin to pictures of graded examples. Or, if you're like me and want an excuse to procrastinate, just post a picture in one of the many coin collector groups online. Those folks love giving their 2 cents on your 5-cent coin, and let's talk market value for a second. On eBay, 2002 D Jefferson nickels with errors have sold for anywhere between $10 and $75. The exact price depends on how rare the error is and how well the coin's been preserved. So, if you've got one of these nickels, you might want to consider listing it online or taking it to a local coin shop to see what they'll offer. Here's a little pro tip for all you aspiring coin sellers out there: good pictures are everything. No one wants to buy a coin from a blurry photo that looks like it was taken with a potato. Use natural lighting and a clean background to make your coin pop. And be honest in your description. If there's a scratch or a ding, mention it. Trust me, transparency goes a long way with buyers. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap. The 2002 D Jefferson nickel might be worth more than 5 cents if it has errors, is in great condition, or has a rare feature. Check your change, inspect those coins, and who knows? You might have a hidden gem just waiting to be discovered. Alright, that's it for today's Coin Talk. If you've learned something new or just enjoyed hanging out, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got plenty more videos coming your way on coins worth big bucks and tips to help you cash in on your collection. Plus, I'd love to hear your stories. Have you ever found a valuable coin? Drop a comment below and let's chat about it.